Hello and welcome to episode 18 of 8-Bit Bastards. And tonight it's GTA.
Just balls
2.
deep.
Balls deep.
Balls deep in GTA.
GTA Vice City.
Vice City.
No?
No.
GTA San Andreas.
Yeah, essentially, yes.
In a sense.
GTA V.
Yeah.
Did anybody say that
No.
yet?
Anybody see my one? I should have just tagged you guys and Jacob in it. With the tattoo I posted, the picture I shared, and I was like, "What's wrong with this tattoo?"
Tattoo? Oh,
The
yeah.
Roman numerals for the clock on the dude's arm. It was tattooed on him. Was fucking 4 eyes with a line over it. I'm like, they really? Like, who was there tattooing that? Was like, "Yep, that's how you do the number 4 in Roman numerals."
That-
Aside from that, that's
Do they
just one
teach
of-
that shit anymore? You're
Not
a teacher.
really. I teach my kids up to 10 because when we do outlining notes, they have to know how to do 10 because we'll do, like, all right, well, this is Roman numeral 1, this is Roman numeral 2. They know how to do 1, 2, and 3 because they get it quick, but when we get to 4, they get confused.
I just remember that being how they did all the chapters in books when I read them as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But go back to video games.
So
They don't-
joining me this evening is
Justin.
and
Brad.
and this is the first episode that we are Jakeless.
Jakeless.
Maybe we should name that the episode in his honor.
We could.
Jakeless.
We'll name it Jakeless for you, Jake, if you're listening, if you're out there somewhere.
Missing our
He's
Jacobs.
he's gonna be such a dick about it.
Missing our Jacobs.
Missing our Jacobs. That's good. So we're going to talk about GTA. Do you want to just jump into complaints?
Well, no,
we'll
no,
talk about the
say.
good stuff first before we jump in with the shit.
Well, like, I don't know how far you guys have gotten into the game.
Let me start then, because I never start, and I haven't played as much as you guys, obviously.
I've probably played the
because
most.
I didn't get the damn game until Friday.
Oh, yeah, then go
I
ahead.
had 2-day delivery. It didn't ship until Wednesday for some reason because it was the special edition, and then I didn't get it till Friday.
I heard that Amazon fucked up on a bunch of people's and they got it sooner. That's what I thought was weird with yours.
Yeah, Amazon fucked up and people were getting their shit in advance, so they'll probably get fined. I wanted to ask you, though, you got the $80 one?
Yeah, I got the
Lucky bastard.
special edition.
I was waiting for somebody to cancel one the whole night. I'm like, cancel,
What did,
cancel.
I got a map and
I
some
want
downloads.
the DLC. The DLC is what
What's
I
the
wanted for
DLC?
it. It's just a whole bunch of some extra tattoos, clothes, some starting guns that you get for free right off bat.
You get boost for your car,
Yeah.
like
all
nitro
their
boost.
powers are carried on, they're extended to you have a stronger grip of their powers.
Okay, cool.
And you get the blimp, and you get the stunt trial things.
I got the blimp from the normal copy I got. That's all you get is the blimp.
See, I got the other stuff too. I got GTA 5 on PS3. You got it on PS3, Brad?
Yes.
And you got it on PS3. So we all got it on PS3. And I'm glad I got it on PS3 because it's only one disc. But man, I don't know if it was the first time. It definitely was the first time because I loaded it and started playing the game after the install and stuff. It was well over 2 minutes to load the first. The playing it the very first time. It was a 2-minute load time.
It's like that for me every time. After I download it, because I've been playing it a couple times, it might be my PlayStation might be slow, but it takes about 2 to 3 minutes every time I start the game.
Don't get me wrong. Yes, it does.
We're starting with complaints. I'm sorry.
Well, no, it's not a complaint. What I just want to point out is
No
something
load
that
times.
well, no, there is no load times. But mind you, every Grand Theft Auto has been this way since Grand Theft Auto 3.
Oh, yeah.
Every Grand Theft Auto, the beginning of the game, when you started playing those games, took at least 3 to 5 minutes. And then the game would start and you would never see a load screen again. But that's why.
Yeah.
It's the same thing they did with Last of Us. They give you this long, dumping load screen at the beginning, and then the gameplay and overall, like, game itself is just really smooth. Like, I can say the first day that I played GTA, it only took, I'd say, maybe 30 minutes to install. Like, I heard people saying it took up to an hour and a half, 2 hours.
I left.
I heard the same thing, too, that it was like a 2-hour install. It took like 20 minutes for me.
It was like 30 minutes.
I started right when I got the game. I put it in, and we started dinner, and we ate dinner and watched a TV show, and I turned it back on. It was done.
Yeah. But the first thing I noticed after installing it was the same thing like you said. I was like, wow, this takes a minute to load. And then that's when it hit me. Like, I literally sat there and was like, holy shit, every Grand Theft Auto I've ever played always did this. It would pop your memory card, which memory device you want to use, slot A, blah, blah, blah. Boom. And then you sat there for 3 minutes waiting, looking at the stupid little frames it would always show.
Yep.
And that's why when it hit me, it was kind of nice, because it's kind of nostalgic. I don't know. It honestly doesn't bother me now. Once I realized that, I was kind of like,
It didn't bother me. Like, when I think about it,
love
I'm
seeing
like,
the clown guy.
Then I was like, well, never. I was like, there's never any load screens. I think the only load screen you truly get is when you switch characters.
Yeah.
Because it will pan out, move over, drop to him, and it takes a minute. Not a literal minute, but, 15 seconds before you're actually playing with him.
Well, I think that we're all on the PS3. That could be significant. Have you heard of anybody saying that the load times are significantly better or worse on the 360?
I haven't heard anything on load times. I do know that Rockstar had a problem with one of the patches for the 360 where, you can install the game to your system. Well, it's 2 discs for Xbox. There's your install disc, and then there's your play disc. Well, you can still install essentially the play disc, which is the disc that plays the actual game. Anyone that did this, it was causing a graphics glitch because it was trying to merge, I guess, something they were saying with like the multiplayer. I don't know. I didn't look much into it. I just know that we were telling people to make sure they didn't install their play disc on the 360.
Yeah, because like on Dead Space, you could install all 3 discs or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you're supposed to install just the install disc.
The install disc.
The play disc, don't install it.
Don't install.
Okay. That's a good thing for the listeners.
Yeah.
They may be doing that.
We were telling people, like, we opened a copy just to tell people, like, install this one, not this one.
That's
well,
smart.
there's a big bold words that says install disc, not play disc.
People are stupid, though.
Assholes.
People are stupid. So, GTA 5 is fantastic, and I know that everybody has a little bit of complaints, but I think that no game is essentially perfect.
No.
Breathtaking.
You know, it felt like, you know, Last of Us again, you know, something that was definitely memorable, and I find myself wanting to play it, but I never sit down and play it more than about an hour and a half, because I played, I think, 3 times for an hour and a half each.
Because I probably don't get shit done in that game.
No, I don't. Because I don't want to rush through it like I've done with so many games, and I want to make it last because it's such an amazing experience. I don't want to burn myself out on it either, like I've done with so many games, because I remember I burnt myself out on GTA 4 shooting the 200 pigeons, and then I was just like, anytime, you know, I want to do something in it. I am taking it slow and steady. The opening was pretty fun. The little the heist up there, you know, in the Yucatan with the tutorial, basically.
Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it. I thought that was really cool.
I thought that was a neat way to do the tutorial. I felt like they still did more. I'm still learning stuff. Like 4 hours in, they're still teaching me things, which is kind of interesting that it always does that. And you were talking about the loading screens, and you're actually looking at the screens. I actually find myself not looking at the pictures.
You read the things on the side?
I've been reading all the little tips.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I do read them, but it'll turn into any game that we all know that has those. Eventually, they become mind-numbing ones that you know already. So you start reading, you're like, get to the next fucking one. I've read this.
Yeah, I saw another one pop up. I'm like, I read that one. Give me something new that I can learn.
That's what I was having trouble with, because you know how all 3 characters have a special power?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, they all have a special power.
I think I'm right at the end of Franklin's.
Well, you know how Franklin has a power?
Yes.
Well, they all have a power that does something. I've done Trevor's and I did Franklin's. I couldn't fucking figure out what Michael's does, because I'd walk in, I'd turn it on, and I'd be like, what does it do? Because I never actually... He slows down time when he shoots.
Yeah, so he's got bullet time.
He has bullet time. He doesn't like run, dive, Max Payne, but I was just like, what? It was stupid.
You do that in a tutorial.
Do you dive?
No, you don't dive, but you slow down time.
Yeah.
When you're behind the dumpster and your guys are on the ground hurt, they're like, use your special power, and you're like, bam, 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 and you take out like the 9 cops that are coming up on you.
Mine didn't do that.
Oh.
I didn't pop up for me. Like,
I was like, oh, cool. I was like, you have like bullet time in this one.
I just putting this out there. Obviously, you know, we all have found out, I don't know if you've dabbled, we can change what they look like, which is pretty awesome. It wasn't something that was heavily like focused on until towards the end when they were like, oh, you get tattoos and shit. I personally put everybody in fucking beards. I'm bald. No. Bald, when you both go home, try this. And listeners, when you get home, if you have this game or if you were listening, try this. Bald Michael, beard, gray suit. He's fucking Max Payne. He is Max Payne. His character model, I refuse to change him in my game. He wears a gray suit and he has a beard. He is Max fucking Payne. I know what Max Payne did after the end of Max Payne 3. He moved to Los Santos and became Michael dos Santos.
There's actually there was a pre-order thing that's what you get. You get Michael Max Payne, and it's shaved head with a big beard, because you get 3 alternate skins or something like that, and that's what it is. And everyone online's like, he's Max Payne.
Yeah, like he is my favorite character.
Michael.
Like I thought I was gonna really like Trevor, and I kind of do, because like the gear I got him in is kind of haha. Like he's got like a purple like polka dotted type like
clown suit.
I wouldn't say polka dotted. It's like a plaid suit. He's got a cowboy hat on. I got the mullet, the big mullet.
Oh, you got the big mullet?
Yeah, I got the part in the front.
I gave him the really big beard and the small mullet, so he looks like Charles Manson. He's all wide-eyed and shit. And I shaved Franklin's head and gave him a big beard, so he looks like Rampage Jackson. Because I'm a firm believer that you play with the fucking A-Team.
Yes.
The game is the A-Team, and that's one of my complaints / like funny kind of things. Franklin, in his skills, before he maxed out any of his skills, he's the best at driving. What was Mr. T good at? Driving. Crazy asshole, starting off. Trevor. What was Murdoch really good at? Flying shit. Who was the one old guy that planned everything?
Michael.
Hannibal, which is Michael. I'm waiting to get the fourth character, because if he's a handsome guy, then he's face, and you play with the fucking A-team.
There is no fourth character. We know that.
I thought Chop was the fourth character.
I don't know.
I love that dog.
The dog.
I
What
never
is
play with
what
him.
is Trevor's power?
Rampage.
That's not even cool, dude. You should
dog?
use the dog. The dog's the shit. If you have the dog riding with you, if you lock onto someone and hit circle, Franklin will be like, "Get him, Chop!" and the dog will run people down and murder them.
That's
I
awesome.
sat there for 45 minutes the first day I had Chop. Because I was like, oh my god,
Well,
you can maim people with your dog. Like,
It has the circle, so I figured you'll pop, like a fourth
I have
character
the
will pop
iFruit app
in.
as well.
I have the iFruit app too.
Okay, so yeah, let's talk about that.
Not for droid users.
The iFruit app is a real app that you... Because I was looking for it in the game. I was like, how do I get this on my phone? And I'm using the in-phone game, and the in-game phone, and I can't get it. And so then I go online, I look up Google, iFruit, and there it is. It's a real app, and it's not on Droid yet. It
comes in
will
like a
be.
week.
Yeah.
It'll be like in a couple weeks. It will be. And you can train your dog on the app and link it to your account.
That's why I haven't used Chop. That's what I was going to do. Is I was going to do that. But the shitty thing is my Rockstar Social Club is linked, because when they started Social Club is when LA Noire came out, so it's hooked to my 360 one, not to my PS3. So I haven't worked out the bugs yet. That's why I haven't really. I played with Chop a little bit, and I threw the ball, and I threw the ball, and it landed in the dumpster, and he couldn't get the ball.
I love the dog, man. He's my shit. Like, I love riding around with him. Like, that's the only thing I like about Franklin.
Franklin's my favorite character.
No, don't get me wrong though. He is one. I like his character. Like, he definitely replaces CJ fully from San Andreas. Like,
Did you do the mission where you go to Grove Street?
No, not yet.
It's weird because you go to Grove Street and you do a drug deal, and I'm pretty sure you go to CJ's house
Yeah.
and try to get weed, but there's no talk of CJ or any of those guys, so I don't know. They do pay homage to Nico. They talk about him in one of the heists.
Well, yeah. I heard them. They're talking about there's a badass Ukrainian guy out east in
a Middle
Liberty
Eastern
City.
guy that's making a lot of noise in Liberty City. Should we recruit him is what they
Yeah.
talk about, and they're like, nah, blah, 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 blah.
I'm not gonna lie. If that is later DLC, I would love it because Nico was the shit.
Nico's, I would have to say, my favorite character thus far, because right now, I would have to say Franklin's my absolute favorite, Trevor, then Michael. Michael kind of annoys me.
Oh no, I like Michael. I hate the fact his family's a bunch of fuck ups.
That's what I don't like, is that he seems, and I know you haven't gotten this far, but what you find out kind of about Michael is his family is a bunch of assholes. Like, he pretty much gave them this fantastic life and they shit on him, essentially, and it annoys the dog shit out of me. But what beard? Like, all the beards that I find of him are like this nasty stubble thing. Like, where'd you find a big beard for
I don't know,
Michael?
he's just got a big beard. Like, he looks like Max Payne. Like, I was like, that's fucking Max Payne. Like,
Because I
literally
saw
lost my
someone
shit.
else that had a big beard also, and I went to every barber, could not find it.
What is your guy wearing? I think it's Michael. Because when I go to the friends list or whatever, it shows you and your guy's always asleep. And it's a guy like in a gray suit, and he's wearing some type of helmet thing. Or is that your PS3 avatar?
That's his hair.
No, he's wearing like a stormtrooper helmet or something.
My
Dude,
my
not
avatar
necessary.
is Ryu. Pixel Ryu.
I mean, like your 3D avatar.
I've never done my 3D avatar, so I have no idea.
Huh.
I couldn't tell you.
Listeners, Imsa just shit his pants.
And it's disgusting. It smells like turd
Yeah.
wrapped in burnt hair.
And Jacob says
And
hi.
Bigfoot dick.
He texted me. So, GTA 5, I feel has really solid controls. It feels like I'm playing Red Dead. That's what I kind of
The shooting is, I would have to say the shooting is my biggest complaint, because when you aim on someone, you can snap aim by like going left and right.
just like in Red Dead.
But you can't, like, you have like a weird like funnel. You can only do like these three guys, and then you have to, if someone's really far to your right, really far to your left, you have to stop, turn to them. That's about the only big complaint I have.
I don't know. I don't mind the shooting mechanics. It's not too bad. It definitely feels like Red Dead and Max Payne combined. Like, I feel like even the bullet damage, like how the characters look when they take it, like damage is inflicted on them, or when you do it to like inflict onto people, it reminds me heavily of Max Payne. Like,
I did put that in my notes that when I was Franklin gets shot, it looked like they shot me down like in my kidneys or whatever. And
You have a bullet hole.
I have there's red spots. Well, I'm wearing a white jacket, like hoodie, and you can see red spots on the front and the back, which was kind of neat. And they stay there for a long time.
Yeah.
The cool thing that I thought is when you're switching to characters, they'll change their own clothes. if you play with Michael for a while and you don't play with Franklin, like, you'll go back to play with Franklin, and he's changed his clothes. Like, it's the next day to him and shit like that.
Have you fucking been riding around, like, listening to whatever music you might want to listen to, and then be like, what the fuck is this? Like, Trevor, I was riding around because I really like the Los Santos rap station in it. Like, it's got a lot of shit, like, really good shit on it.
That's what I listen to.
And, they got a bunch of Kendrick Lamar. I like Kendrick Lamar. So I'm listening to it, and, like, I'm playing as Trevor, and he's like, what the hell is this? And he puts it on the fucking punk channel, dude, and just starts fucking, like, literally, like, spouting the lyrics to the song that's playing. And I'm just like...
He did that for me
awesome.
one time, but it seems like whenever character, like, Michael listened to the oldie station, Franklin listened to the rap, and he listens to country when I was playing it, and then, like, he got pissed off and turned it to the punk station. He's like, this is fucking horseshit music, blah, 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 and
I like the radio is great, too. I love the music. They have real songs and stuff. Like, they have actual, Snoop Dogg and, like, real music, which is neat.
It's been like that for the last 2 installments, at least.
I thought this radio, these set of stations are lackluster compared to 4.
Well, not even that. Where the hell is just the rock station? Like, the rock metal station. Like, don't get me wrong. Honestly, I can't even stand that punk station on there, because it's just, like, that atrocious, screamy punk. Like, it's just, no... Sounds like a bunch of bands trying to be like the Misfits. I don't want to listen to that. I just listen to the Misfits.
I like how they do, and they've done this in the other games before, but I think they do an even better job now of the things that are going on in the city and stuff. And when you do a mission, the radio, talks about it. I did
Weasel News.
Yeah, I did the one with the photographer, and you start photographing Miranda and try to get her bush shot or whatever, and then it talks about that later, how she's being harassed by paparazzi, and da 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 da. And I thought that was kind of neat, that they did that, but they did even better job. I felt like.
I love the missions in the game so far. I've done a couple of the paparazzi ones, and
I finished all his. He's a dick, by the way, at the end.
His name's Beverly.
And he gives the other guy Madison, get a real man's name. Yeah, his name's Beverly.
When they were like Beverly, I'm like, wait, this dude's name is Beverly?
And he makes fun of Madison.
Instantly had no like for him. I was just like, I'll do your mission just because I need the money.
So we've been talking about the game and all the really good things we like about it, and what I feel is that it's really a living, breathing world, and it reacts to you, and the characters reacting, to you as like this omnipotent power that's playing them. It feels so realistic. And before you say anything about the graphics, it just has that Rockstar feel to the graphics.
Yeah.
Is it perfect? Is it great? No, I think the graphics are stunning. It's very beautiful. Is it perfect? I mean, define what perfect graphics are. And I don't think that any Rockstar game has ever been completely defined by its graphics. But I think that they are some of the best you're ever going to see in a game at this generation. Not being on the PS4 or the Xbox One, I think they're pretty damn impressive.
No, GTA 5 looks amazing. Don't get me wrong. I like the fact they didn't try to go like the LA Noire route with it and try to like heavily focus on like realistic facial expressions and all that, because that is not Grand Theft Auto.
It's not Rockstar.
Yeah, well, don't get me wrong. I mean, they proved though that they can do it, because LA Noire like was shockingly really, really good. Like, you could tell when someone was lying by their facial like expressions, and like to capture that as well as they did, which was very. The only one other company we see do that in Quantum Dynamic, I'm pretty sure, those are the guys that do Heavy Rain and they're doing Beyond Two Souls. They're really the only people you see get that crazy with like, making shit look real. But no, the game, I mean, it definitely still looks like a video game, but it is hands down one of the prettiest damn games I've played in forever. Like, I mean, the only other game that I can say like that I was this impressed with was Last of Us. My one argument though, or my one bitch, that because day one when it came out, I was at work, or the day of launch, I was at work, and it was because Amazon had fucked up and leaked the games to people. There were already people uploading, what's the thing that people follow video game things through? Twitch. There was people that already had like comparisons, like 360 to PS3, like screen to screen comparisons. And it's the only game I can ever say that, from what I saw, I don't know if the people just had their TV settings all tweaked out or crappy TV. It honestly looked better on 360. And I can't believe I'm saying it, but it looked better on the 360.
I mean, but again, to me, it doesn't matter. I think it's still very impressive on the PS3 and on my TV. I think it's gorgeous, and I don't need graphics to have a good game, like you said. So far, with the few missions that I played, it's just fun.
Yeah. Well, I like stupid little stuff. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm always a very big fan of like any game that if you can have water in your game and it look incredibly realistic and crisp and good, it's something that'll impress me. I think water is a very hard thing to re-simulate in a video game. And the 360 version, like when at the beginning of the game, when Michael walks out of the therapist and like they pan around the beach and all that and the pier, the 360 version, like it looks like a really bright, super sunny day in like out in California. Whereas the PS3 version, I watched the video and then when I played it myself, I kind of sat there and I was like, doesn't look as crisp as the 360 one. Like I'm shocked because usually it's the opposite. You hear about the PS3 usually looking a little bit crisper. But don't get me wrong, like I said, it still takes nothing from the game. The game still looks amazing.
I don't know if you guys have done the mission yet. Did you do the mission with Jimmy? You have to go get your daughter?
Yes.
There's a part where you go hang out with your son, essentially, just to kind of bond with him. And you find out your daughter's doing something stupid on a boat. So you run and dive into the water. When I hit the water, I was immediately taken back and how like the ocean floor looked and how the water and how they moved in the water. It's very realistic.
Oh yeah, no,
the water is awesome.
I put that it's interesting how they move like they should. They it's not that weird like lumbering feel. Remember in like Red Dead and GTA 4,
yeah.
It felt like they were kind of teetering, like their shoulders were too top heavy, and it feels like they really move more realistic now.
The thing that I found, this is kind of a complaint, when I'm running to do stuff, I don't feel there's enough fluidity by hopping over stuff. Like, it seemed like CJ, when he would move, he moved better. Like, these guys get like a weird, like, I'll go to run and jump a fence, and I'll maybe jump a little too early. They hit the wall and ragdoll, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, that's ridiculous. Like,
I had experienced that.
They literally just jump out the wall.
Yeah.
They don't jump, grab, and kind of get over like they kind of messed up coming over the fence. They just dive into the wall. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, they plank mode. Like, it's happened to me a whole bunch of times. It pisses me off.
Oh, it drives me insane. That's the ragdoll thing annoys the dog shit out of me. Absolutely. Like, some guy, like, I'll be walking, he'll run over my toe, and I just fucking flail and fall all over the place.
I think that's a Rockstar thing. It's one of their cliches, or one of the things they're known for, I guess, whatever you want to call it. That ragdoll physics.
It's absolutely annoying.
There was one of the times I was driving a motorcycle. Dude smacked the side of my bike, and I went sideways, and I got like caught under like a semi truck, the trailer, like the tires. Like I didn't get ran over. Like one of them hit me and bounced me back into the front part of the tire. It hit me and it launched me out. Instantly killed me though. Like I had a full health bar and everything. As soon as I hit the first tire, it was dead.
I feel like
it was quite impressive.
It's another stupid complaint. The inconsistency of death. Like, there's sometimes, like, I'll take a car, ramp it off something, and fucking tumble for 15 minutes. There's one time I ramped off a little jump, hit the ground, the fucking car exploded instantly, and I died. But there's other times I'll be in a shitty dune buggy and fucking roll that bitch for no joke down a hill, down the biggest mountain for like 5 minutes. Not a single scratch.
Dune buggies are meant to do that.
It's a dune buggy. That's why, though. Well, you can't do that with an furnace.
But I did it in a Jeep. The Jeeps
are pieces of crap.
It hit its side. I literally fell maybe 5 foot. It hit its side and literally exploded. Literally exploded.
I really like the interaction between the characters. I feel Franklin has like a good, realistic relationship, and the way that the dialogue is written is fantastic. The voice acting is incredible. This is, you can see why they made $800 million or whatever. Day one. That's just amazing. I mean, and we're probably at $1 billion now.
2 days ago.
So that's amazing that they've made that much money. Because
did they beat out Halo yet? So
they've crushed everything. There's nothing that's topped GTA 5. It beat Titanic launches. They could buy the Sears Tower day one of the game launch. The day one that Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, Rockstar could go to Chicago or wherever the fuck the Sears Tower was, wherever the building's called now, and just buy it. Like, we'll buy that.
What was
They could literally pull a Grand Theft Auto and just walk in and be like, oh, we got that.
Wait. The other thing was that they were...
The list?
They had a list of all the stuff that made more money, and they made more money than some countries' 1 year gross domestic product. They were like $6 million higher than a country's money. This company made more money than a country. That's incredible. Now, Rockstar, who are they owned by, actually?
I don't know. I honestly think they're their own company.
Yeah,
I don't think Rockstar is owned by anyone. Because I don't think there's like an EA or Activision or anything behind them.
But no, I thought, well, who's the producer then?
I think they do it. I think they're like, WoW. I think they used to be like Blizzard and like Square Enix. Like, they are their own backer. Think about it. They're definitely able to now. Like, the amount of money they've made from just, let's just say, GTA 4, San Andreas, or not in San Andreas, GTA 4, Red Dead, LA Noire and now this, like, just the current generation hits they've had is just dumbfounding.
Have you seen what the price tag was to make GTA 5?
It was like in the billions of dollars. Like they spent a lot of money.
Yeah, it was they had the biggest budget ever gaming. I saw a thing about it.
So they still haven't made money yet then? Maybe.
Yeah, they probably still are. I mean, in all honesty, they're still probably in the negative with it.
I don't think so. I think they've finally... I think it was like $800 million they took to make the game or some shit like that.
Well, that's what they made day one, so...
So they've made...
They're probably out of the black. And the DLC is where they're probably going to make a lot of their money.
Oh, they'll make a killing.
Because if they sold 10 million copies and everybody buys 10 things, they made $100 million right there. Which is, not really a good profit margin, but...
I hope they make a Warriors... like DLC, like Street Gangs and shit again.
I've heard that supposedly it's already been leaked, announced that they're doing zombies for sure.
That'd be cool.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Well, I said the same thing. I was like,
owners of Rockstar is
Take-Two Interactive.
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought it was owned by somebody. Take-Two Interactive.
Take-Two owns them, and that is their parent company also.
Then Take-Two is an Australian company?
I will Google it.
Yeah, look up Take-Two. I think the driving is really fun this time. I know the cars still float a little bit, but I guess that's because you have to improve with your driving over time. Of course, I'm playing with Franklin, who's the best driver, and I think the new abilities are amazing. I love having his ability. It saved me so many time in the street races and stuff, and I think it's so cool. And I even got the other powers. Like Rampage sounds fun. The shooting one sounds fun.
I forget about them.
I use it all the time when driving.
The only one that I care about is Franklin's.
Like I said, I forget about them. I don't even use them. I still play like it's normal GTA. I honestly though, one of my main things I was really wish that they would do is put like a hardcore mode. Like, I know it sounds stupid.
Like a realistic mode?
Yeah, like a realistic mode. Like you have like Fallout stuff nowadays where they've added these hardcore modes where you have to eat, you have to sleep, you have to do certain things like you would in real life. Like don't get me wrong, I don't expect you to have to do it with all three characters throughout the day. Like you have to make sure you're each character. But when you're playing as one, like in the old, like in San Andreas, CJ had to eat. Like in this game, that hasn't happened to me yet. There's never been anything where it's indicated where it's like
you can't go into a Burger Shot or a fucking Bell or anything.
I think that's the problem.
I like that though.
I think that was the problem though, that too many people complained of the monotony of GTA 4 with like bowling and hanging out with your family and your friends. People are like, I don't want to do that. I want to do whatever I want. And this time they made it a lot more lenient, and you don't have to do all that.
It's optional, and that's my thing. It's like, well, if you're bored, go hang out with your friends. And I went to my phone, and I was Trevor, and I went to Franklin, or not Franklin, but Michael, and I went to call him, and it says hang out. You can call them to go do stuff, but if I don't have a benefit from it, I'm not fucking doing it. Like, I hung out with goddamn little Jacob or whatever in Grand Theft Auto 4, so I can call guns in wherever I want. If there's a benefit to it, I'll do it. If not, then I'm not bothering.
Is Bruce in it?
I'm sure there's some sort of... Logan's not in the game this time. No. Damn. But, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's probably some sort of underlining benefit to it. I don't know if there is. I don't know. I always like the ideas of it, like the to hang out with the people, only because I'm one of the people I really enjoy, like, plot and story, so I like to see the connection that people have. And also, the amount of money they put into these games for those parts, like... Hey, this is Rockstar. Don't get me wrong, if this was like some shitty other company, I probably wouldn't care. But this is Rockstar, so these parts aren't going to be just kind of like... they're going to be mindless, like, you don't really need to know this, but it's always usually entertaining. Like, you can almost... Like, I went to the strip club with... I was playing as Franklin with Lamar. Fucking hysterical, dude. It was literally 25 minutes of me laughing my ass off at the two of them going back and forth.
The game is really funny. Oh, it's very funny. I'm laughing out loud. My wife walks in. She goes, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Aren't you playing a game?" I'm like, "This is funny." And she sits down and she laughed too. Yeah. And their interaction is great, I thought.
The first transition, though, like one of the things that really that got me the first night of playing it was when you start playing as Franklin. Because obviously, you start the game with the Trevor Michael part, and then it goes in and you play as Franklin. And you work for the one guy, I don't remember his damn name now.
Sieron.
Yeah. Sieron or whatever. Yeah. Repoing cars. And when you go and repo the car... from the one punk-ass kid, and you're driving the back, you're about to get to the shop, and, Michael pops up in the backseat with a gun to the back of your head. Like, their interaction the entire time, like, their whole conversation that ride, like, their interaction was amazing. When you get to the point in which he's like, I want you to, run this car through his building, da-da-da-da, and you're like, I don't want to do that, and he straight tells you, you don't have an option. Either you do it, or I'll shoot you in the head, then I'll do it, and I'll just put your body in the driver's seat so it looks like you did it anyways. So you do it, and like I just love the fact that afterwards you got out, Franklin gets out the car, and he's trying to explain to the guy that this dude had a gun to my head, Michael just walks up, hands you money, and tells you to get out of there, and it instantly, like, the fluidness of the transition.
Oh yeah,
Like at that point, like they switch, and it literally, you go from playing as Franklin to playing as Michael, and I could not believe how fluid the transition was. Like, it was just, it didn't mess up any of the story.
So we've been talking about the interaction between the characters, and that's really good. How do you feel the AIs this time? Because I haven't played as much as you guys. Give me a second. I want to start off with some positive here, because I'm sure you played it more, so you've seen a lot more of the glitches and problems. But I feel like the AI is really smart in the world, because I'm driving along and I'm running through all these red lights and stuff, and they're slamming on their brakes, they're curving out of the way, where before they would just plow into your ass in the other games. Like, the AI was really stupid, and this one, they seem like they were acting realistic. How if I was riding down the street and I saw somebody about ready to run light, I'm going to slam on my brakes. What other things have you seen in the game, positive or negative, with the AI?
Negative, I think later on in the game, I honestly believe the game learns what you're doing. Like, at a point, they're not slamming on the brakes for me. In the beginning they did. Now, like, I'm being hit. Like, they're driving. Like, intersection, they're not trying. They just stop. They're like, shit. And I'll hit them. What I notice about people is if you do stuff, people get pissed off. Like, I drove through a neighborhood with Trevor, and I was showing my friend that you could spin the tires like in 4 and pop them. And I was in a neighborhood where there was a bunch of gangsters hanging out, and one dude starts talking shit that I'm spinning out in front of him, and he pulls a gun and starts shooting me.
I had two that they interact with you. I walked out of the barber shop, and my wife started laughing out loud because I walk out and I put the fro on Franklin, and I walk out, and the guy yells, "What are you doing, you big-ass hair motherfucker?" And my wife goes, "Did he just call you that?" I was like, "Yeah." And, like, they interact with you, and it changes to what you've done.
The same thing happened to me, but I was walking into the barber shop, the dude was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" and shoved me. And I was just like, "Are you serious, dude?" I beat down like 4 dudes. But, like, I pulled up, I got out of the car, like, I didn't, like, hit them or anything. Like, I legit stopped, got out of the car, and the dude was like, "This is my neighborhood," and fucking shoved me. And I beat the tar out of 4 dudes. But out of nowhere, they just start talking shit and fight me.
Did Lamar give you crap, or did he praise you for getting your hair cut? Or had you cut your hair by the time you do, like, the second mission with Lamar?
No, it was, yeah, he said it was, I had to go cut my hair because he was talking shit about my haircut.
Yeah, I was like, he was talking shit to me. He's like, "You got that baby haircut," or some shit like that. I was like, "Motherfucker, you Wiz Khalifa looking son of a bitch."
I never had that problem because
you cut your hair before?
I cut my hair before, and when I get in there, he goes, "Man, I'm so glad you cut your hair because that shit looked rank."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Da da da da," and then he's all like, he goes, "Man, it's so, we're walking in here so smooth." He's like, "You're the only one that's a smooth pussy in here," or whatever. And man, they're funny. They really are.
Have you met Stretch?
No.
Oh, I wanted to kick
I'm only
his
like
ass.
4.
I can't wait to kill that cocksucker.
I'm only like 4 hours in.
Yeah.
I played it like 3 times at an hour and a half chunk because I don't want to burn myself out because I want to play this game.
You
for
won't,
months.
because
there's so much shit to do.
Yeah, there's so much to it, and it's not like you don't feel like you're doing side missions. That's the cool thing. Like, I was doing. Have you done any Barry's missions? Have you seen Barry yet?
I don't think
The
so.
pothead guy that sells weed, that wants to legalize weed.
Oh yeah, where you see aliens and you shoot them and shit. Yeah, I did that as Michael.
Well, each person can interacts with him, and it doesn't, like, you don't have to do it, but like his little B will pop up with a question mark. You just go do it, and I've done basically everything in the game just because it doesn't feel like a side quest. It just feels like I'm playing a game.
I saw your progression. You're at like 44% or something already.
Really, I didn't pay attention to mine.
I think that's what it was.
I've been trying to do everything. Like, the only things I haven't done is street racing. Like, because Trevor has rampages. I don't know. Like, you haven't got to him yet, which is kind of shitty, but he has.
Like the old games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the old games where your goal is just to fucking destroy.
Well, what happens is every time you have a rampage, you'll drive up there, and Trevor, since he has a short fuse, you'll walk up, and, like, these guys, like, it seems like if someone calls him a motherfucker, he loses his shit, and he just freaks out. And, like, you walk up, these 2 Mexican guys are like, something motherfucker, and he spins and looks at him. He's like, "What'd you say?" And he just starts, like, running his mouth, and he ends up pulling the AK off the guy's hip, basically, and you need to start mowing people down. Because when he goes into his rampage, you get increased bullet damage, and he takes less damage. So you're just fucking mowing people down. And then
Get on a roof.
You get on the roof?
I usually find rooftops to get on.
I don't. What I usually do is, because they always drive up, I just sit behind the car and I just mow people down because you have the cover aspect to it.
How much does his rampage last? Because the driving, the bullet time driving, let's call it driving time.
Yeah.
Okay, so driving time is Franklin's ability. Driving time doesn't last very long at all.
It depends on how you use it. Like, for me, Franklin's, like, if I have to make a quick sharp turn, that's when I use his. Or if I have to go in and out of traffic, I'll use his.
But I'm saying, how long does the rampage last?
When you do the rampage mission deals, you usually have a timer. You have 2 minutes or 3 minutes.
Like the old school games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like each person, if you do a specific thing, it increases their meter.
Right.
So I would assume as you're doing it, like with Michael, the more headshots you get in that mode, it'll increase that mode for longer. The longer, or if you're using drive time with Franklin, the more dodging you do will just increase the time of it. It just depends on how you use them.
I remember to use these powers. I literally have not used them at all.
I never use Michael's and I never use Treppers.
I think the powers are fantastic. I can't wait to get to the other characters.
I feel that they did, and it's kind of a complaint, but I feel like they kind of took cues from Saints Row and added some things into it with like the aliens and like basically powers. Like they essentially have powers.
Well, I mean, you know it's going to be
like
influenced.
Yeah, obviously it's not the same, but it just seems like they took a lot. Like they saw what Saints Row did and modified it.
Well, of course, you know it's going to influence it.
Yeah,
because those guys probably played that game because that's basically their real competition. That's the only competition they have is Saints Row.
Yeah, you probably haven't done the mission with Michael where your son drugs you, have you? Have you got drugged by your son?
I'm still playing as Franklin.
So good.
I think I'm right at the end of Franklin's like first story arc.
Have you met Michael in the repo yet?
Nope.
I think you have like 3 repos, then you meet him.
Okay. One thing I thought was cool is how realistic some of the things look, that they've updated it from what it was in GTA 4. Like the GPS looks realistic where it's slanted and it works really well. I mean, the GPS has always worked very, very efficiently in Grand Theft Auto games, but I thought it's even better now.
I like the fact that it tells you, like, if you go swimming, it tells you how far down you've gone. It'll tell you how many feet you've gone. I don't smell it yet, so...
Sorry.
I'm good right now.
It's atrocious.
I lost my train.
I like how it's, it's realistic with all those little things. Like when you have Chop and stuff, you have to like pick them up and put them in the car. Oh my god, that face is priceless.
Oh, dude, my fucking face is melting.
It's not that bad. I had shrimp for lunch.
What?
Shrimp for lunch.
You never eat that shit again if we're doing this. That is not fair. You do that, I'll shit in a bag and put it in your car.
That would be funny. I'd be mad, but that'd be funny.
Oh my god.
About to go Yoba Goya all over yourself.
He is about to go Yoba Goya.
So let me ask you this. I don't know if this is new or not, and I wanted to ask you guys because you get a rating for each mission now, gold, silver, or bronze, and there are different criteria that you have to meet to get those.
I don't like that.
And it adds a replay value. When you guys say there's so much to do, it's like, God, why would you want to add more? Why would you extend this game even longer when there's so much to do? It's kind of crazy. Has that ever been a thing where you can go back and replay missions?
Yeah, well, if you hit start and you have the menu, then you have like your social, all that, blah 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 blah. Once you finish a mission, it'll tell you can go back and replay it.
But no, is that new?
I think it's new.
I think it's new. I don't
really care for
Grand Theft Auto 4 came out in 2008, man. I don't remember that shit.
Yeah,
I played it for the first month and that was it. I beat Grand Theft Auto 4 and never touched it.
Like, I don't know. I don't like it only because I don't feel the necessary behind it. Like, I don't feel its necessity. Like, I'm like,
well, I wish they would tell you in the beginning of the mission, get 12 headshots. You need to do this, this, and this. It would make me strive for it because I feel like a dick. Like, oh, I didn't get that. I don't know what stitching is or whatever.
Yeah, but one of them had a time thing, and it said that I did this one in 38 seconds, and the other thing had like a 15-second timer, and the little box wasn't checked. And I understand, well, why didn't I get it? Well, what was I supposed to do?
Yeah.
And I understand that. And my thing is are you supposed to get all gold medals on the missions to get an achievement or unlock a trophy, and that's it? Then that's stupid.
No, I imagine that's what it is.
That's stupid. Like, I would think, okay, you get 10 gold medals in missions, and then you get an upgrade, or it unlocks a weapon, or you get money, or it upgrades your shooting ability. I think that would be cool if it added an element, but if it's for an achievement or a trophy, that's dumb.
Well, that's what they do.
It just seems like that's just how you did. And I'm not going to lie to you, I don't give a shit what I get on as long as I finish the mission.
Yeah, if I get a bronze every time, I'm fine with that. Because I'm an achievement whore, not a trophy whore.
Well,
and I'm playing on the PS3, so...
My whole thing with it is, as long as if it's just for a stupid trophy, then I don't care. I'm not worried about it. I do want to complete 100% the game though. I want to do everything in it. I heard there's a whole bunch of crazy shit with aliens and whatnot that you can't see unless you 100% the game. Like, it literally cannot be done unless you 100% it. Like, don't get me wrong, you YouTube and watch whatever somebody else done.
Yeah.
But that ain't me. I want to do it my damn self. I want to see it on my TV.
That's how I feel. Like, I
controller.
feel like I'm just playing the game and I'm kind of going through the motions. I don't feel that I'm getting the 100% experience because I'm just, going from one mission to the next, just kind of, chugging along. Sometimes I'll stop and they have those weird, like, stop scenarios, like, help this guy. He took that guy's bike, go stop him, help this lady to this car, whatever, whatever the case may be. But it just seems like I'm chugging along and it doesn't feel like I get enough. Not that I get enough of it, but I just... Some of that stuff, like, you're not going to get the aliens unless you do this, thing like that. And I peeked into the strategy guide at Walmart, and there's places where parachutes are hanging out on the ground where you can go behind body armor. I haven't found any of that shit.
Oh, yeah.
And I ride a bike most of the game because I want to get everyone's stamina up, so I ride a bike.
I run everywhere.
I'm not going to lie to you, the first 7 hours of the game, I did not see one bike. The first time I saw a bike was when you go hang out with Jimmy.
When you go hang out with Jimmy at the beach?
Yep. And I stomped his ass.
Dude, I fucking ran a hole through that motherfucker. Love riding the bicycle in that game.
So let me ask you this, Brad. Maybe you'll know, why isn't the online functioning yet?
Well, it's supposedly 2 to 3 weeks away. I honestly probably believe it was probably because
They wanted to see
ready.
how big.
You sure it's
Yeah.
intentional?
Well, it could have been it wasn't ready, but I kind of personally believe that they did it so you play their game.
It'd be the smart thing to do.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a prime example. Like, I buy Call of Duty. The last time I beat a Call of Duty campaign, like fucking 6 years ago, like on Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Like, that was the last Call of Duty campaign I played.
You know how many people would be pissed if you got Call of Duty and you couldn't play online the first 2 weeks and you had to play just single
Dude,
player?
I would be furious. I would return the game. I would be in a fucking tangent. I wouldn't even buy it. Like, I work video game retail, so I would know. So I wouldn't buy it. I would wait 2 weeks.
But that's the thing is Grand Theft Auto, like, you buy the game to play the game. The multiplayer is like
just a bonus.
It's just bonus.
Well, that's how it used to be. The way they're talking about GTA Online, though, like, I mean, they're not even like, I mean, it almost seems like it's its own essence of a game because, like, it's like, yes, it is, it's the same city, same map, all that, but it has its own story missions in it.
It's almost its own MMO.
Yeah, like it is literally a 16-person MMO. Like, you can have like 16 friends in your world. You can have a badass apartment, houses, own all the businesses.
Well, they talked about making it a separate game that I heard, that it was actually going to be its own thing. And I've talked to a couple people about this, like, I don't want to go into a world, because, like, you can do your own heists. I'm not just going to pop into a random world to do fucking heists. Like, I'll only do that with my friends, because I'm not going to have some asshole, I'm going to be driving up to a stop sign and he fucking runs up and shoots me. Boom, that's the end of my heist. Like, fuck that.
I don't know. I used to play, dude. I played a
off.
lot of Grand Theft Auto 4 free mode online. And
then you better stop it.
Yeah, I would say, if you got a fart, man, you got to go out to, like, go out there.
My farts are funny and loud. Yours are just stinky and sad.
So what is the aspect of linking your Facebook account? Does it post when you finish a mission to your wall?
It should make sure you clean your colon so you don't smell like that.
Was it Life Invader? Life Invader's the Facebook on there?
It could be, yeah, Life Invader.
No, but you link your real Facebook account.
I would not do that.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
I went in there and it said this option is not available yet, but you're able to link your real Facebook account.
It might be because of that Life Invader. Life Invader is the GTA version of Facebook.
It also could have something to do with multiplayer. It might not be available yet.
But I think that'd be cool if you linked your Facebook account.
Have you done selfies yet?
Nope.
No. All right. Alright, when you play this one mission as Trevor, one of the guys you meet's name's Cletus. He teaches you how to hunt and shit.
You did the same thing, fucking.
I took a selfie with the fucking dead deer.
I did the exact same thing.
Like, I was
this
sitting
big
there,
bushy mountain man in fucking camouflage, and he's all crazy-eyed with a dead fucking deer next to him. I literally did the same thing.
God, Justin, that's why we're friends. Well, like, I was sitting there because, like, when you kill the deer, he's like, all right, take a picture of it, send it to me, and I'll tell you how you did. So I walk up, and at first I take a normal picture, and I'm like, as I take the picture, I realize that it says, hit the button so you can spin the camera, like, so the camera will facing camera, and I'm like, I can do selfies, hit the button, it flips it around, and I'm like, oh, bitch, it took me 15 minutes, I fucking made this shot perfect, with, like, up in the air from, like, the upper right, then looking up, dude, this dead deer just strung out in the background. I'm like, meh. I love that game.
I literally did the same exact thing.
And I don't know, like, that's my thing, like, it's the stupid little qualms I have for the game.
Tell me 2 things that you don't like about the game if you haven't already addressed them.
The map. I really don't think the map's that big. I honestly don't. You can drive from the southernmost tip to the northernmost tip in about 5 minutes.
I don't know, I feel like the map's big. I don't like the fact they turned it into a fucking island. It was not an island. How do I know it wasn't an island? Because I remember last time I was in Los Santos, I drove to a fucking casino. and there's no casino now.
And half the map is that giant fucking mountain. I'm just like, this is dumb. The hype they said about how big the world was supposed to be, it's not. I'm literally playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. In the game, like, to me, and this is kind of the shitty part with it, it's literally if you took Grand Theft Auto 4 and San Andreas and mixed them.
So is that a bad thing?
For me, yeah, because I expected more. Like, what I've gotten so far, I'm not mad about, but in essential map size and what I can kind of do, I wish there was more. I wish I had more city, I guess, because you have this little butthole worth of city, and then it's fucking desert. Like, I don't give a shit about the desert. I want city. Like,
how much did you get this game for?
I don't want to talk about it.
How much did you get the game for?
It doesn't concern you.
No, I think the listeners need to know. They have a right to know.
I paid just as much as they did.
No, you did not.
Store credit doesn't mean you didn't pay.
How much out of pocket did you spend to start playing the game?
Just guess.
$20.
$23.
$23. I think you've gotten your value. So, Brad, tell me one complaint.
Honestly,
if you hadn't addressed it already.
Mine's the same as the map. It's just I don't like how big. Like, I expected a really big world. I don't even feel like the game's as big as the original San Andreas.
That's how I feel. Like, I really don't feel it's as big.
Like San Andreas, like, what I remember of San Andreas was you had big-ass Los Santos City. Then you had, nice chunks of wood gatherings out, that spread to each. And then you had that went to the other little city where you went to after you got kicked out of the ghetto. Because, like, you remember they overthrow you at Grove Street, so you leave and you live in the other city. And then you went out west a little bit further, which went to the desert. And you had the airfield base out there, and then you had, like, the casino city. And you had, like, in that game, it felt like there was three, like, chunks of each their own, three.
Well, there was a part that was, like, had skyscrapers and shit.
Yeah,
I haven't seen a skyscraper or anything like that.
But, I don't know, like, on my same, like I said, in the same instances, there's so many moments that I can, like, recall, like, playing that game. Like, one of the moments was coming from, playing as Trevor, when you're coming back from where fucking Trevor's out at. Because he lives out in the fucking sticks originally. So when you come into Los Santos, the city... There's one part where he's coming down the mountain, and I stopped at this one point because, like, overlooking, like, off the mountain, overlooking the city, it looked like what you would expect in a real fucking life. Like, if you drove up to a city that had mountains like that around it, like, if you fucking stopped your car and got out and looked off, like, the side of the mountain, it didn't look like there was, like, a shitty pixelated city down there. It looked like there was shit going on, like a live, vibrant city. Which, like I said, I think they did good at making, like, I think the game is... I think it's a 10 out of 10. Like, it's up there with Last of Us. Honestly, this year's Game of the Year contest is fucking so goddamn close. Like, those are the two games.
We'll blow it out. Not that I wanted to, but I think it will.
Exactly. In all honesty, though, like, those are the two games that, in my opinion, are, like, super neck and neck for the best games we've seen. Shit, not only this year, but probably the last 2 or 3 years. I don't know. I really don't have any complaints about it. I really am looking forward to the multiplayer. We'll have, I don't know, might hear me bitching in 2 or 3 weeks about that, but... I don't even expect to with that. Like, I think it's going to be very fluid. I don't know.
My complaint is something that really doesn't do anything with the game. I'm very upset that I bought it on PS3 because I hate the PS3 controller. I played with that for the first hour, and I stopped. The reason I stopped is because I got so frustrated because I kept dying because the PS3 controller sucks so much balls. So I turned it off, I stopped playing, I went and did something, and I came back, and because I had to reset the console to be able to plug in my 360 controller, because I have a converter, so I plugged in my 360 controller, and I went back to the mission, beat it first time, no problem, and I got a gold rating. I mean, I played the mission twice, because I died twice on the mission, so I knew what to expect and anything, but still, like, I was so much better with my controller being able to shoot the characters, and I hate the PS3 controller. That's my complaint, is that I have the game on the PS3. That's the only complaint I have so far.
I love my PS3 controller.
Well, to each their own. So we're going to take a little break, and we will be back with our abbreviated 30 minutes of miscellaneous crap. And we're back. Thank you. Yes. So our what if question tonight is, what if you lived by GTA rules in real life? So we're keeping the whole episode basically around Grand Theft Auto. And I think that this could be very interesting. So you would have... I don't know, would you be able to switch between their 3 powers on the GTA 5? We're going by GTA 5, obviously, because it's the newest one. Would you get all 3 powers for yourself? Or would each of us get one? Like, there's 3 of us, 3 of them?
I'd say each one of us gets to pick a power. Franklin called it. You can't have it now. Well, it would depend, I guess.
I don't care. I wouldn't use it. So I fucking forget to use them in the game.
Well, I mean...
I go around like, oh yeah, I have bullet time. Shit.
Would you be sadistic? Would you just randomly kill people? Because that's what Trevor does, essentially. Like, someone makes him mad, he fucking kills them.
There was a kid who came in my store who told me about He's like, I switched to Trevor, and he's like, he was throwing some dude off a fucking bridge, telling me he needed to learn how to fly. Like, yeah, that's what happened when he switched into Trevor, just randomly playing the game from Michael and Franklin. He switched over to Trevor, and he's like literally on the side of a bridge throwing the guy off of it. So you'd be crazy.
He'd be crazy. Well, I would have his power. It wouldn't be crazy.
Same. But no, I don't know. I guess it'd be kind of entertaining. Like I said, at first I was kind of.
Is it like a cyber world? Like I can come and go as I please, or I'm just in the world?
All of the rules in our world would be GTA 5 based rules. So I mean, you could just run red lights and nothing would happen. Just fly through lights and stuff. You could just walk around, beat somebody up, take their money, and nothing would happen.
Cops get called every time I beat someone up in that game. I always get a star.
So then, what happens when you have one star? Like a star would start
the dumbass cops.
Exactly. So the cops would be stupid in our world. You could run from them, and then nothing would happen. You wouldn't have a warrant out for your arrest or anything like that. I don't
think, for some reason in this one too, I don't think that it's hard to get away from cops. Like I've had 4 stars. I just drive into the subway and just wait 5 minutes.
So you could do that in real life.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I don't know if I would do complete lawlessness. I would be worried that I couldn't go in any doors besides.
Oh, come on,
that's in the world. You can only.
No, not the world. The rules that the world is based on are transferred to our world.
Okay, so all doors besides 4 each block are locked and shut.
No.
You can't be mad about that.
That's the world, not the limitations of the system and the world.
Don't get me wrong, the only reason I don't promote it is just due to the sheer lawlessness. Because you gotta think, like you guys were saying earlier, like you get shot or hit by a car and you just wake up walking outside the hospital again. It's just gonna turn into a fucking battle royale outside the hospital because we're all gonna kick each other's asses, we're gonna die, one of us will live. It'll be like GTA 4 Online was, the free mode.
Is it just the 3 of us, or does it happen to everyone?
No, it's just us.
Okay.
Oh, just us?
I'm going to shoot you every 5 minutes.
Oh, God.
I'm going to blow your face off.
Anytime. It's going to be like the episode of Supernatural, where you just keep getting fucked with. Like, it would be, don't get me wrong, I would probably stop after a while. Like, I'd give it a year of just like, we'll let him think I'm done. And then just out of nowhere hit you with a Mack truck. But
no, we would be based. Our lives would be based on the rules of GTA 5.
That's what we're saying. We'd be
I would. I know what I would do. I would kill you every time you'd walk outside. I would snipe you because I would never have to eat or be hungry necessarily. So I would just wait outside.
Yeah, you don't have to sleep.
I don't have to sleep. I would just stare.
The thing that I
wait, lie and wait, and I would.
What if I chose to spawn a different hospital?
The flip side to it is though. It's not that you don't have to sleep. You can choose if you want to sleep or not. Like, if you feel like you're like, fuck it, you know what I haven't done lately? I want to sleep.
I guess that's true.
I wouldn't have to worry about going bald because I go to a barbershop and they could cut hair onto me.
I could have a beard.
You could have a real beard. Brad gets a beard finally.
Oh,
it'd be awesome.
That should be the name of the episode. Brad gets a beard.
I don't know. I like missing our Jacobs.
I put Jakeless in Los Santos.
Do you think he got it on Steam? Humble Bundle?
GTA 5 on Humble Bundle.
He got the iFruit app on Humble Bundle.
I don't think he has an iPhone. He has like a phone from like 2005.
The sad thing is that is old. 2005 is old.
That's funny. Well, I think it would be interesting for a while, but like you said, after a year or two, it'd probably get old and boring.
I think after 6 months, it would fucking suck. I have to worry about dying every 3 seconds.
Eventually, we wouldn't do it to each other. Be like, all right.
You don't understand what the lengths I would go. I would kill you in the most elaborate ways. I would throw you off a bridge. That'd be one of the first ones.
I don't know, the fact that I could do whatever I fucking felt like to make money. Like, no one could stop me. Like, I could literally just, essentially walk into a bank and steal all the money and just make...
And just get... Well, you spent $2,000 on the best body armor. You just get lit up for 15 minutes.
Just walk out like nothing happened. Like,
all right. I'll go hide under a bridge for a while.
10 minutes.
It'd almost be like Groundhog's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Like Bill Murray.
Yeah, like Bill Murray in Groundhog's Day.
I always wondered, though, like, what happened if, like, somebody walked up and fucking beat his head in with a baseball bat?
He'd just wake up the next day.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you, like...
He dies. I think he kills himself once, or doesn't he?
In Bill Murray?
Yeah, he steps out in front of the car.
Oh, he kills himself numerous times.
In Groundhog's Day?
Oh, yeah. He kills himself hundreds. He rattles off like a dozen ways. He goes, I've been shot, I've been electrocuted, I've been hung, I've been blown up. He goes, I've been dismembered. He goes through it.
Yeah, because after a while, he learns to accept it, and then that's when he starts to know the good shit. Like, and he can't stop death either because it's that bum. Like, he takes him out, like, every morning and like, gives him breakfast and shit, and the bum always dies.
The bum always dies. And there's interesting that on that movie that the way it was originally written, that he was supposed to be stuck in the time loop for 10,000 years. And they wrote it to where roughly he's stuck in there, or maybe it was like 100,000 years or whatever. And if you do the timeout, if you do all the things that he learned and how long it would take to master all those skills and all the things that he does, I think it comes out that like he was there for like 3,000 years or something. That's how many times he lives the days, for like 3,000 years. In the original script, it was supposed to be like 100,000 years or something. He was trapped in there, like he becomes basically a god. So I can't remember exactly.
Because he learns how to play piano and all that crazy shit.
You can wiki it. I mean, it's on a wiki. It talks about the original script and everything of Groundhog's Day. But basically, that's what we would be for Grand Theft Auto 5 if we lived in that world.
But everyone in the world
seems... walk around and pick up prostitutes.
Everyone just seems like an asshole in that world. Like, you can't do anything without pissing someone off.
That's the real world, roughly.
I'm going to drive by you, you're just going to be, what the fuck, fucking asshole?
Not everyone. And in GTA, not everyone's like that, but 3/4 of them are. And in real life, yes, 3/4 are. What the fuck were you staring at? I was looking at the fucking road, asshole. Like... Sorry, I was looking at the sign to make sure I wasn't missing my turn.
Remember those people in Subway? They just left.
Yeah, that's true. I want the world.
When I was going down south, dude. When I was going down south, me and Amanda sitting there at the light. This lady and her daughter just staring at us, like not like it's like and like we'd look over, they look away, like just staring, like eye gawking, like no one's business.
I hate that. Oh my god!
I wanted to get out of my car and punch the little kid in the face. Like I was like, fucking serious?
Oh, if little kids do it, I'm the biggest.
Well, the problem was it was a little girl. And
I don't give a fuck.
I can't hit kids.
Or
girls.
I will punch a child in the face.
I should have ran into their car, though.
That was fun and entertaining. Let's move on to...
In the world of GTA, I'd have killed both their fucking asses. I'd have literally got out, threw a Molotov at their car, watched them burn to death.
Do you get Molotovs in this one?
I'm sure.
If not, bombs.
If not, there's gasoline. And I'd have soaked the car in gasoline, shot it, and burned them to death anyways.
Remember, it's our world with their rules.
And
there's a Molotov here. You can make a Molotov in our world.
Ow.
So I could dive off a building and smack.
Don't get me wrong. I'm starting to see the good sides of this. Like I could drive down the road, like with Justin driving with a grenade launcher, blowing other people's cars up.
And you just got to make away from the cops.
Fuck the cops! I can blow their cars up.
What if you get 5 stars?
You get 5 stars, and the army comes after you. And if it's like GTA 4, it ain't shit to take a tank. Then I'm God. I'm God.
I found the tank in Grand Theft Auto 5. It's broken down in some fucking shitty
and if it's like
industrial
GTA 5,
area.
If we have all the rules, like we have all the rules and abilities, like we all get a power or whatever, then we can fly and operate whatever we want. We don't need to be mastered in it. We don't need to be taught in it. So technically, I could jump in a goddamn jet or a helicopter and Apache and just go to town, have fun with it.
I'd be able to call the blimp anywhere.
I haven't done the blimp yet.
Yeah, I haven't fucked with it yet either.
Do you have it yet?
No, I actually saw online some of the stunts. Have you seen people do stunts off for Grand Theft Auto 5? This dude comes in at like Mach 5, just hauling ass because he jumped out of a plane and he just dive bombs, hits a pool and he's just like, all right, hops up. I mean, he's just fucking hits water, hits it, gets up and scoots off, just runs away. I'm just like, holy fuck! Or like they're flying, or he jumps out of a plane. He just comes blasting at the fucking the blimp, hits the blimp, bounces, lands on the blimp, starts walking off, and I'm just like, holy shit! It's so fucking funny.
The best thing
we
about
can do that.
Yeah, but the best thing is when the multiplayer comes out is we can have fucking all of us. Like we don't know more than 16 people that have PlayStation, so it'll literally be all of us playing on the world together. Like, and that's the thing. Like when it shows in one of the multiplayer videos, when it showed the dudes on the motorcycles, and they did a big jump, and they all jumped off and they did the parachutes. Like that's badass. Like I would love to have the time. Effort to organize something like that with my friends. I know it's not going to happen, but the option that it's there makes me happy to know.
I think Grand Theft Auto 4, there was a lot of prep work, and a lot of people were like, all right, we're going to go do this, and they would go get whatever cars they need, then they would take off and go do whatever they wanted.
Well, we'll have more to talk about in GTA for a while. We'll try not to bog down too much in that, but it will be what we'll be playing the majority of for a while. Tell us about, so we're going to random game of the week time. And we're going to have 2 tonight. Brad's going to tell us about Hatsune
Miku Project DIVA.
And we think we're saying it right.
Hatsume.
Yeah, it's Hatsune Miku Project DIVA. It's a Japanese, or it's a game originating from Japan. It's following a internet group that is not real. They are animated characters. Called Vocaloids.
Vocaloid, yeah. She is a Vocaloid. She is
the head Vocaloid.
She's like the big one. Like they have concerts of her as a hologram.
In real life.
In real life, yeah. She is not a real person.
They the first time they ever had one of her shows, it sold out like
because she's she's like 7 of like the biggest like Japanese pop stars, voices like intertwined, and she has her own voice and she sings.
Now this is a music type game, right?
Yes, this is a music
on the Vita.
Well, no, this is on PlayStation 3. Originally, they were on PSP. That's when I played them the first couple times. But this one is the first one they brought over that I know, or at least I know it's the first one they brought stateside for the Miku series or Project Diva series. The gist of the game is, in a sense, it's like Rock Band or Guitar Hero. You have music playing in the background. You're watching more or less this music video for these pop songs. But the overall difference in it is it feels more like a DDR type game because it's you use your controller. So you use X, square, triangle, and circle, up, down, left, and right. I just recently found out that regardless, if it says X, you can just hit down on the D-pad, or you hit X. But you have to hit the things as they correspond to their icon, where the thing's moving in to meet its icon. You want to hit it right when it gets on the icon. Try to get it as perfectly synced as possible, and that increases your rating and your combos, obviously how many buttons you can get together.
You said it's really hard. I remember when you played.
It is incredibly difficult.
Oh, yeah.
I probably would have not bought this game because it's heavily female overtone. Like, it is very girly. It is meant for women or hardcore weird people that love Japanese culture. And don't get me wrong, I love Japanese culture. I'm just not a Vocaloid fan. I'm not a big Miku person. I will not lie, though. I am falling in love with the game. It's incredibly difficult. I've been playing songs on normal. I've only beat 3 songs. I've only unlocked 3 more. There's on the demo unit at my store, I've beat every song on standard. I don't know how many times, just because I've played them a crap ton of times.
Now, if you had a guitar, would it be easier? Like
No,
if you were playing...
it would be 10 times
because
fucking harder.
there's 8 buttons.
Oh.
Well, it's 4, but depending on...
no, there's actually more. There's probably 12 buttons in all honesty. Because you have triangle, X, circle, square. You have up, down, left, right. Then you have the analog sticks.
That depend on the direction.
Yeah, like certain points, like I said, you can hit just your 4 main buttons or the D-pad. And like I said, if it's X, down, triangle, up, square, left, circle, right. But there are also points in which you'll have arrows that are colored in. And if you have like an arrow pointing right and it's red, you have to press right circle.
So is this like DDR on your controller?
It's kind of like DDR on your controller. Don't get me wrong. There's a $325 Project Diva controller. There's a huge, it would take up this chunk of this table if we had it for this game. I bought the game for 2 reasons. A, I enjoy I enjoy difficult games. That, and I enjoy obscure stuff. Also, I imagine that this game is I know that this game right now is next to impossible to find. Like, finding it retailer-wise is...
Could you do a direct download?
No, I bought it. I went and bought it from a store.
No, I'm saying, could you buy it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I know the closest store in our area is 80 miles away in Tampa.
Yeah, Chris had to buy it off Amazon.
Yeah. From what I heard, Jared said you can't even find it on Amazon anymore. He was looking for it.
Oh, really?
Why is it that obscure?
It's because it's a Vocaloid game. They didn't make a shit ton of copies. It's not mass-produced.
It's Japanese predominantly.
Yeah.
Like 90% of where you're going to have to find it, you're going to have to get it imported from Japan.
Yeah.
So it's niche?
Yes, it's very niche.
Okay.
It's so niche it's not funny.
So is your copy Japanese then?
Oh, yeah, all the songs are Japanese. All the songs are in Japanese, but so it's an English game. It's in English. All the menus, everything is in English. It says their names, all that stuff. It was an American published title. They finally brought it over. It's been, believe me, the American, I can't say that our market's been craving it, but the people that play those games from Niz America and Atlas and all that stuff love that series. Hardcore anime people love Miku. She's probably one of the most recognized anime characters, and like I said, she's not even an anime character. She's not from anime.
She's a real Vocaloid?
Well, no,
she's a hologram.
Hologram.
No, but she's the main character,
Miku.
Miku?
Yes.
And she has real concerts in real life, and
Yep.
There's a hologram up there on the stage?
Yep.
Here in the States or in Japan?
In Japan. I don't know if they've done any stateside. I know in Japan they sell out. Every time.
It'd probably be something like in a big city like Los Angeles or New York. Something like that. Maybe Orlando. I mean, they may be able to do it at MGM or Disney or something like that.
Well, like I said, the game itself looks great. The videos are all rather entertaining. If you are a Vocaloid fan or you like Miku, I mean, it is a game that you should not have. If you definitely are a fan of that stuff. If you like weird rhythm-based type games, I also highly recommend it because the difficulty there is incredible. I've been playing it on normal, mind you. I've only played it on normal. I've yet to dabble on hard or expert mode. I've heard on expert mode from Chris that it was intense. He was like, the buttons are so like laid so closely on top of each other that he was like, you almost have to have a turbo controller to bash the X button as many times as you need to in order to time every one of the hits. But I don't know. I love the game. It's really fun. I only play it for maybe 15 to 20 minutes at a time because it is so heavily female overtoned. Like, I just really, like, it's like trying to stomach watching fucking Pretty in Pink again. Like, I just can't do it. I just, like last night I played a song, and it was one of the harder songs I had tried a couple times. When I beat it, I was like, holy shit, I beat that song. I unlocked another song. I was like, well, you know what? Seeing I just unlocked this, another song, I'll play that song real fast, and then I'm done. Played that song, unlocked another song, and it took everything I had to actually stop playing it. I was like, no. Grand Theft Auto time.
No. GTA. Well, thank you for telling us about Hatsune Miku. Project
DIVA.
There you
go. F. She's fabulous.
Super. So I pre-ordered AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd, on Steam, and they made an announcement Thursday that I saw on Facebook that, hey, we're releasing it 3 days early. It's coming out tomorrow. And I'm like, what? That's awesome. So I downloaded it, and that's actually what I played because I got home. GTA was in the mail. I put that in and started installing it, and I started playing AVGN on my computer while that was installing on my PS3. It is awesome. It is a lot of fun. I played it for like 2 hours. That's why
I feel like it looks like it plays like Mega Man.
Yeah, it does. It's a 2D side scroller, Mario, Mega Man mosh of all kinds of craziness. You basically get pulled into video game land, and you, Mike, and a few of the other characters that he's created are sitting around playing video games, and you get everybody gets sucked into the game, and you do like Mega Man. You get to pick which level you want to go to. You can do it in any order that you want, and you pick the different levels. They have hilarious names. There's Assholevania, Future Fuckballs, Blizzard of Balls, The Farts Consumed, Dungeons and Dickholes, Beat It and Eat It. I think I'm missing one because I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's 7 levels. I'm missing one. I don't think I wrote one of them down. It is tough as hell, and I'm playing on normal. And I died 51 times on the first level, and I played Assholevania the very first time. And then the second one I played, I think that's the one I didn't write down. You go into like Candyland, and it's all like unicorns and rainbows and stuff. And there's no voiceover, but the little dialogue box pops up and it says, "Holy shit! What did diarrhea come out of a unicorn's ass to create this stupid ass level?" And I died like 51, 54 times.
Did he help make it?
I think. Well, he didn't make it. I don't think he's a programmer. But
well, no. He had his hand in making it?
I'm pretty sure. And every time you die, it says, the nerd is dead, or how is this possible, or what were they thinking? And then it has below there, I would rather, I think I wrote one of them down. Did I write one of them down? Crap. I don't think I did. Oh, man. I thought I wrote one of them down. One of the sayings. Every time on one of the death screens, it has something like, I would rather eat the asshole of the dead rhinoceros, like, those little sayings that are in the music or whatever. I haven't seen a similar one yet. We were saying GTA, there's always eventually the same ones start popping up. I've died over 100 times in the game. I've never seen the same one yet. It's always a different one. Like, I would rather fucking lick the jizz out of Shit Pickle's cock than play this game anymore. And he's talking about his own game, which is kind of funny. And it's disgusting things like that. And I've seen over 100 of them already. So that's kind of neat. It's super tough, but it's a lot of fun. It was funny that all the stuff that he makes fun of in games and things, he talks about, or is in his game.
I was gonna say, I hope he did that.
It's not broken though. I mean, the controls are good and solid, and so it's not like that part of the game it sucks. It is really, really spot on. But in one of the games he makes fun of, when you pause the game, it has music, and he's like, "What the fuck? Why when you pause the game? I don't want music." You pause the game and it has that music, the dance music. It has that, so it's kind of funny.
The best pause music, by the way, is Battletoads.
I think that's the music he puts in there.
Oh, it's the best one
to make fun of it or whatever, or what, I don't remember exactly. But again, this game has different modes, and there's like easy, where you can die as many times as you want, and you can play it infinite. You can save. There's checkpoints and everything, and then there's normal where you get and you have a life bar. You have 6 beers. Beers are your life. You have 6 beers on your life on normal mode, and you only have like 15 lives and 3 continues or something. Then there's hard mode where you get 5 beers as your life, 15 guys, and like 2 continues. And then when you beat it on hard mode, it unlocks expert mode, and you get like even less stuff. You get like 4 beers, 10 lives, and like 2 continues. And then there's impossible mode where it's like you said, Brad, you die, you start the whole game over. You get 1 life. You would have to become an expert in this game to be able to do that because it's super hard. There's a lot of cool things in there, like they have spikes and there's different ways of dying and stuff, and all the things. Like there's in one of the levels, it makes fun of Castlevania. This is a crappy night to be cursed and stuck in a crappy ass game like this. So it does all those little things like that. He has the zapper as his main weapon, and he's wearing the power glove. And if you let it sit there, he flips you off all the time. You can get the super scope powered up, which is a little bit more powerful weapon. You can get power-ups in the game where you find them. You get Shit Pickle, and he bounces all over the game and kills things for you. You get rocks, and you throw rocks, and he goes, "What were they thinking? Why would they give me this stupid-ass power?" But it does absolutely nothing, and it literally does nothing. You get a Mega Death Christ, and he comes through and kills everything on the screen for you, which is neat. So it's cool. It's a lot of fun. I think the reason I had the toughest time is I wasn't used to playing old school games like that. And it's like, why do I do so well in Mario? I played it so many times, I have it memorized, I'm used to it. Where this, it's all brand new and I'm not used to it. I died 50 times like you would on an old Nintendo game, and now I'm really good at the level, and I can go through it pretty quickly, because you memorize where to jump, you memorize the patterns and everything. The one thing that I was not used to that I don't like is you have to use the gamepad. And I was using my 360 controller because that's what I had to throw in, and the 360 pads we know suck.
Yes.
So that my thumb started getting a little bit sore and bruised because of that, and I did have to take a break for like 5 minutes because it doesn't let you use the joystick. Makes you old school like that. So it has that really old school feel to it. And it's a lot of fun. It is.
Since I got a new computer, I can get Steam now. So.
Yeah, and I have it right here on my computer, and I can show it to you real quick. Okay. But it's pretty neat. So I think that if you like Angry Video Game Nerd stuff, you'll see all the little shout outs to everybody, and eventually you can get the other different characters, and you can change characters mid-level. I haven't got any other characters. You have to find them and rescue them, and then you can be Mike, you can be Kyle, who plays the guitar, and then you can be Shipman or whatever. When he does, this is bullshit. You can be bullshit guy, and he can do a double jump because he can fart and do a double jump. Mike gets a lightsaber, and Kyle has his guitar and does things beat shit with his guitar. So you can get the other characters to help you out on certain situations to make the game easier. So it's kind of like Mega Man, where some of the other characters would be better against the end bosses. The 2 end bosses I played, because I only played 2, was the first one I played, Assylvania. The bad guy is Mr. Hyde, and he's invincible. And then he turns into
Dr. Jekyll.
Yeah, he turns into Dr. Jekyll, and that's when you can shoot and hurt him, and he's trying to poke you with his stick. So it's making fun of the game, And then the second one, I fought a giant unicorn that was shitting rainbows at me and stuff. So it's pretty funny. It's very amusing. It's very, very amusing. So I think that if you like AVGN, buy it, support him. And we know that AVGN game...
His movie's coming out soon, isn't it?
He actually posted a thing on his thing saying that it probably won't be December this year like he promised.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he had a daughter, so he has...
I knew, yeah, last time the thing I said his wife was pregnant.
Yeah, and she had, I guess, some medical complications and stuff, but his daughter's healthy, his wife's healthy, but he has a daughter now, and he's doing one AVGN episode, and he has all the other stuff, and he's trying to get the movie done, and so he's got, he has the video game, he goes to all the different shows signing and stuff, because I think that's his job. So I think that he just runs his episode. He also does Monster Madness every October. He does a movie review every single day. So he'll have 30 videos out in October, or 31.
I watched a bunch of them. They're only a minute and a half, 2 minutes each.
But he's got to clip it all together, watch the movie, write it up, put it together. I mean, that takes a lot. I mean, even if it was 2 hours, that's still 60-plus hours of work to put that all together. So...
Watching movies, though, is not fucking work. I don't give a fuck what you're doing it for. If I'm getting paid to spend 2 weeks out of my month sitting around watching movies, I know I'm going to make good money out of it, that's not work. I'm fucking content.
But, all right, well, think of it this way. Is let's say you want to go hang out for the night. We'll go out and get drinks or something like that. But you can't, because you have to sit home and watch fucking movies for the next 4 hours.
No, it wouldn't be like that. Justin, we both grind Netflix like motherfuckers. We both know that it's completely plausible to take breaks and still get a shit ton accomplished while doing nothing while watching television.
That's true. I play a lot of video games that way.
I've watched all 4 seasons of The League twice now in a week.
Oh, I do the same thing.
I watched, like... That's like fucking literally every hour of my not at work time is watching The League.
That's funny. But
I want to do a League video.
Hopefully this movie comes out and we know that this game sold more copies. AVGN sold more copies than GTA 5 on the PC.
Yeah, more people bought the Angry Video Game Nerd than what they did GTA 5 on computer. And like I said,
how much was it?
$16. Or it's like it's 13. I think it's $13.50 with the if you bought it pre-ordered and discounted or whatever.
It was just funny. That was
that's pretty awesome though.
We also
don't get me wrong. I enjoy watching his videos. Don't get me wrong. Like I like the Angry Video Game Nerd. He's hysterical, but don't get me wrong. He's got a badass job. I'd much rather do what he does than do what I do.
But he does it all himself. Like he cuts and edits and does all of it himself.
He does all the writing. He does all the editing, sound editing, everything. He does it all of it. I'm sure Mike helps him with a lot, but. Yeah, so if you've never checked out Angry Video Game Nerd, and I hope you have, if you're listening to us, you've probably listened to him, go check him out. His website is cinemassacre.com, or if you just Google him, it'll pull up Cinemassacre, his actual webpage, and you can watch. He does movie reviews. Mike Matai talks about comics. They do all kinds of nostalgia stuff. It's really an awesome website. There's so much content on there. You can watch it for days.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so, all right, guys. We'll hopefully have not too much more, but we're definitely going to come back to GTA 5 next week or the week after and say goodnight.
See you guys.
Check you later.
Check you later.
Why do you always be such a fucking dork, man?